Two of the defining characteristics of RMR employees are resiliency and the ability to adapt to change. These qualities have empowered us to meet challenges, take advantage of opportunities, and transform the RMR Group into one of the nation's leading alternative asset managers. We began 2020 ready to execute on several growth strategies for our client companies. Coming off of a year where we were recognized by both Fortune magazine and the Institute for Real Estate Management, in February we were named the fastest growing middle market company by the Boston Business Journal. Little did we know that in the months that followed, our lives would look quite different than what we had expected, and that these characteristics, resiliency and adaptability, would be tested. In response to the emerging COVID-19 pandemic early in the year, Real Estate Services immediately began mobilizing to prepare our teams and tenants to safely operate under two guiding principles: keeping our employees safe and caring for our client companies and stakeholders. Property managers and building engineers worked diligently to ensure our properties were prepared for reduced occupancy. As non-essential workers across the country were asked to work from home, our IT group ensured appropriate technology was in place for this shift in March. For many, while dining tables became office desks, the pace of work didn't slow. With SEC reporting deadlines and earning calls approaching, proactive collaboration and communication became more important than ever, particularly for RMR's accounting, tax, internal audit, and investor relations groups. Impressively, despite the challenges, the teams were steadfast and diligent in meeting all the deadlines. In the meantime, we continued hiring for open positions, bringing on 62 new employees during the pandemic. The HR team converted the new hire orientation to an all-virtual experience to onboard and educate new colleagues. And while we couldn't gather together, we continue to host events like lunch and learns and development workshops so we could continue to have access to the same in-person perks. Throughout the pandemic, teams across the country continued to demonstrate resiliency and flexibility, underscoring our collective strength. OPI, SVC, and DHC enhanced their liquidity through the execution of debt offerings, despite challenging market conditions. ILPT announced its first joint venture, a significant milestone in establishing a private capital partner for growth. Asset management and real estate services worked closely with tenants on navigating rent deferrals and lease restructures. The pandemic also overshadowed the ongoing efforts of the retail operations and asset management teams to create a specialty group focused on the service retail sector following the 2019 SMTA transaction. The pandemic was especially impactful to this sector, and these new teams met the challenge head-on. Importantly, despite the market environment, we executed over 4 million square feet of leasing in the first 9 months of 2020. Acquisitions evaluated more than 300 potential transaction opportunities to expand our portfolios. Tremont collaborated with borrowers facing challenging circumstances and at the same time evaluated over $9 billion in prospective loan opportunities for TRMT and RMRM. Our legal team has been integral to the successful completion of virtually all deals and transactions throughout the year. This year, SVC announced the transfer of 208 hotels to Sonesta, demonstrating our flexibility to pivot with market conditions. While this is an enormous undertaking, we're confident that the collective efforts of SVC, Sonesta, and the hotel asset management teams will ensure a smooth transition. We made progress in establishing our development capabilities. We completed 1145 19th Street in Washington, D.C., and Muse in San Diego, and announced intentions for a project in Nashville that will transform the cityscape. Importantly, we also issued our inaugural sustainability report, underscoring our belief sustainability must be a strategic focus alongside economic performance across our client companies. In addition to the accomplishments highlighted in the report, we've also added a few new ones, including several new BOMA 360 designations, 2 new Building of the Year or TOBY awards, ranking 9th on Commercial Property Executive list of top commercial property managers, and being named a top place to work by the Boston Globe. Which brings me to today. As the year comes to a close, I feel enormous gratitude and appreciation for you all. You have adapted to new circumstances, put in long hours, and worked through new and unforeseen circumstances, both in the office and at home. Without the hard work and dedication that each of you put in every day, we would not have the opportunity we have now to reflect on the accomplishments and resilience and the strength of our team. On behalf of the Executive Operating Committee, thank you. Before I end, I would also like to acknowledge the contributions of and thank David Blackman, Eileen Kiley, and Ethan Bornstein for their years of dedication to RMR and wish them well in their next endeavors. And with that, once again, I remain confident of our continued success and what we'll accomplish together in 2021 and beyond.